Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary, and today we have a really good one, an original Civ showdown between the man himself. Beasty, aka Gold with Conk Knowledge, is playing as the Gold, as the HRE, his claim to fame, one of his best Civs, if not his best Civ, and he will be playing Rack Attack, aka Recon, as the Chinese in the deep blue. I will leave both gentlemen's links to their socials in the description below, but highly recommend checking out both of their Twitch streams. I'm sure you've already checked out Beastie's, but just in case you haven't, head on over there. This is a throwback matchup at this point. We're used to seeing Byzantines, we're used to seeing Joan of Arc, we're used to seeing Zhu Xi, all these new civs, but we're finally getting just a little bit of that original civs, and they're starting to come back, and they're starting to do very well into these new civs. Now this matchup, we're going to be seeing some late game, right? Both sides, HRE does not want to deal with feudal age in the slightest, and China is also very okay with not dealing with it at all. They usually go 2TC Song Dynasty, kind of start to build up from there. They go Astronomical Clock Tower, and they start to go in, and you can kind of switch it up as you get late game, but you're going to be seeing a lot of Imperial Palace Guard spam across the map, Nest of Bees, all those types of things. And then for the HRE, we're going to be seeing probably a fast castle, probably going to be seeing even a quicker Imperial Age. It depends on where Beasty puts his Arcane Chapel, and probably by like the 10, 11, 12 minute mark, we'll be seeing an Imperial Age if Recon does not do any sort of pressure, right? You can only afford to go a fast Imperial Age, especially in this feudal age meta right now, if, and it's a big if you scout properly and see that they're not going to be attacking you. So it does pay off if they don't attack you, but if someone goes one base all in on you, and you're trying to go fast Imperial, you're going to die almost instantly, because they're going to roll up with a large army, and you're going to have no army at all. And yes, emergency repair is good, but it's not that good. Now you can see that BC has adjusted this build order slightly. Wants to get a few more boats going down here. I believe, I was going to say the sweet spot is around 3 to 4. Looks like 4 will be the mark, because you can do 2 and 2 on these shoreline fish, and it's essentially equivalent to a boar. And it's always kind of nice. It gives you a free little economic boost. You can see he currently has, quote-unquote, 3 more villagers. It's because of these fishing ships. So we'll be allowing him to get to that castle age even faster if it goes unpunished, which it does look like it's going to be unpunished completely. Or at least he'll get enough resources out of this to make it worth it. Recon's got a decent amount of sheep, which is always good for him. Imperial Academy coming down. We're doing a little bit of taxation without representation, I'm assuming. I don't think there's much representation from these sheep gathering villagers, but you never know. Maybe they have a very good system in place. But they do get a lot of taxes and a lot of gold from this gentleman right here, rocking the beautiful hat. And let's see where we're going to be throwing down this Arcane Chapel. I'm assuming I'm cheating because BC's already moving it out right there. So it looks like that will be a selection. But as you can see from the rest of the map, unless he wanted to go 2 CCs, doesn't really, this was going to be a selection. And pretty much since all the wood lines are about the same, I think this one has the most value, especially with the berries being right here. I think this would also be another decent spot as well if you want to do a more heavy wood kind of style. But this is pretty beautiful. It is forward, so again, if there was going to be any sort of aggression, any sort of nonsense, BC would have to definitely put the infrastructure needed to actually defend this. And especially with this gold, this gold is in Narnia compared to his TC, almost the entire length over here, which is very, very big at this point. So we're going to have to make sure, he would have to make sure that theirs is defended by a tower, maybe if not 2, especially if you want to go fast Imperial, fast and Castle, because you're going to have more than just 5 villagers over here at a time. And each tower can only hold 5, so if you want to do more than that, you would need to go. Recon does see this, that he already is going Feudal Age and has more on the gold, so knows that BC is going to be going Castle Age. Also, doesn't even need to scout that, honestly, at this point. HRE is going Castle Age. Yes, you can get a little bit of nuance, a little bit of cheekiness at the lower level sometimes, but for the most part, if you're above, I would even say like probably 800, 900 elo, you're probably looking at Castle Age almost every time for the HRE. They want to get those relics as quickly as humanly possible. Now we do see that a Barbican is being dropped on the middle of this pond. Does not want Beasty to get that full bore equivalent of food out of these four quote-unquote villagers, aka fishing ships. So dropping down the Barbican in the sun, this will essentially eliminate any shenanigans going down for Beasty. He can kind of do a little bit of toggling in terms of hiding the boats in this dock and getting a little bit more food, but eventually the Barbican will win, and these will go down. Let's check out the food resources. About 300 here and about 123 here. Let's see how much Beasty can get out of this. So roughly 450, roughly 425 left over here. So we'll have to wait and see how Beasty can kind of end up doing on that front. We can come back and check later. More and more gold coming in at this point, so we're going to be seeing, I mean, it's Castle Age already there, so we're going to be dropping down at the Ruggins Cathedral. And now it will be a battle of the relics. It's been 6 minutes in, and still no military buildings, no defensive structures for either player. Looks like Recon is be going that 2TC song that we would pretty much expect at this point. Probably going to be dropping it. I mean, this is also a beautiful spot over here. This map just has a lot of nice places to drop down TCs. Akin Chapel. It's probably going to go right down here. We have a nice large tier pack over here as well. If Recon needs a little bit of food, he's got it right there. And we'll check down when these finally go down. It looks like BC is getting a little bit more food out of these fishing boats, which is very, very nice for him. Castle Age is there, and these have not moved off of gold just yet. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a fast Imperial. We'll have to wait and see, but also the Regnans Cathedral is going down. You can see the prelates are already on the move. They were on the move the second the castle, the second it went down. So he was making these very, very quickly. And let's see what the response here is from Recon. Looks like he's going for the farthest ones away as possible. We'll be able to sneak along this wood line back here to scoop up this one. If Recon doesn't scout it, it's going to be huge for Beasty. Second TC just going down now, 7 minutes. A little bit longer than normal, but I think that Recon kind of wanted to wait and see what was going down. Does have the barracks now, so we'll be seeing some spearmen try to stop these relics from going down. You can see his scout is trying to find them all. And there is the prelate picking up that first one. The spearman just got there just in time. Beasty actually killing off this wolf as well, which caused a little bit of harassment down on that front. But this relic from the far side is taken and is secured. This one will also be super easy to get for Beasty, and he's also bringing this far one as well back. But this wolf is playing on the Recon team. A little wall. There it is. Does not get anyone, but I believe it will be able to get it close enough to Beasty's base that even PS does drop it. So he drops it there smartly. So that what he's doing right now, he drops it so he can go heal this guy back up with this prelate over here. Once he gets healed back up, he will go move back out and take this one quite quickly. Recon's not trying to move out for this one, knows that there's a few more coming from this side. And, oh, a perfect time on the wall if Recon's not paying attention. Oh, it's going to be so close. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, a photo finish, but these go down, which means BC's getting this relic 100%. That is 2 free spearmen to the good at this point. If you're a BC fan, of course, if you're a Recon fan, not so much. BC's trying to movement block there, get a little bit pathing in the way. Could drop this relic right now and come over, heal this. Let's see if he's going to secure it. I think he will be getting range of this town center just in time. There we go, saves the scout even as well. Oh, just kidding. Spoke too soon on that one, but that is 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are on the way, and 5 will be secured with getting these 2 spearmen. That's going to be an easy 5th secure right there. BC now has 5 relics, or will have them quite soon. Ooh, did I never click this little button for you guys? I'm so sorry. The build orders have been the same for so long, so just follow the... I'm not sure if I didn't click it, so that is my bad. But if no one attacks you, you can just play. You can play this style, right? Just get as many resources as possible, get a lot of gold, get a lot of food, and you should be in a good spot. There they go. They're just spreading those P's and T's, those thoughts and prayers, and there you go. You can drop one more into the Regnants, and actually has to build a monastery to actually secure these relics for now. So this is going to be a quick Imperial Age. You can see BC's already floating enough resources for it. 1 and 2. Boom and boom. 5 relics secured. It is the 9-minute mark. We have not seen one military unit for BC besides 2 stolen spearmen from Wallall. This dock is finally going down. Let's check the final tally. 81 1, 2, 21, and 40 more out of that one. So roughly around, he got roughly another like 140 food out of that, because it was at like 440, so not too bad. Could be worse. We're seeing the safe zones are being secured, and Beasty is now throwing up a Swabia with 32 villagers on it, so he's gonna be able to catch up very, very quickly on this one. Only has 36 villagers right now. That's gonna start to print through the roof. You can see only 7 seconds per at this point, and 2 TC song. Can keep up with it pretty well, 15 seconds apiece. So not the worst in the game, but that's Swabia. Everyone pops out 2, plus the normal TC as well, so BC's going to be feeling in a very, very good spot. Remember, he also has a ton of relics, so it's probably going to be playing the simulator game of collecting every single upgrade in the books. I'm assuming we'll start to see those quite soon, because with this much resources, this much relics, you're probably just gonna get everything you possibly need. There are Tith Barns. If you do get 5 relics, it's probably the best one to get. As you can see, relics placed in eligible buildings produce an extra 30 food, 30 wood, and 30 stone every minute. Which means that the second that this clicks up, Beasty will be getting 150 of each resource for free, because he has all 5. So a beautiful thing. Lots of math today in this game today, I will say. Now, it looks like Beasty's going to be going for some stone as well with all these new villagers that he's printing out of the Palace of Swabia. I'm assuming to start to take over control of the map. He knows that Recon hasn't really done much in terms of military either, so we'll have to start securing the middle of this map, because both sides, they only have the 1 gold vein in there, and then maybe one a little bit closer like right here, but the rest are kind of in the middle around these sacred sites as well, so it could lead to some foreshadowing down the road. You got to take the middle of the map as quickly as possible. And yes, a farm transition is going to be happening probably throughout over here. But, I mean, both sides, I was going to say, Recon's already has a granary transition going down as well. So very, very nice for him. So both sides aren't going to be hurting for food. They'll be hurting for gold, though. That is the one thing with this kind of map spawn. You will be hurting for gold. There's no mega spawns for gold. They're all kind of just normally placed. Just normal gold veins, so even if you do secure one with a keep, it's not like that crazy like some of the other maps that have a much, much larger gold vein in the middle. And look at this squad looking out here, just like it looks like just, I don't even know. They're just hanging out, just chilling, having a good time. If you have a gold cloak, you are invited. If you do not, you are not. So it's kind of like a fancy club. They got some beautiful scepters going on as well, some nice headpieces, and they're just hanging out, just in case that this, because if you didn't realize that sometimes when repairing a wall, Spearman can actually get through here and take some down, so you just kind of hang out here and heal if needed. If they're called upon, or maybe we just showing him his vast wealth. I mean, this little grouping right here is 1,000 gold. It's $100 per, 100 gold per. So it's just kind of like a display of wealth at this point. Beasty's just showing, like, look at how much gold I got. I can keep producing them as well. 14 in total. It is almost minute 14 as well, and nothing has happened yet. There's not been 1 military produced on the side of Beasty, which is insane. We can see that the 4 villagers have been killed. Those were boats, not actual villagers. And BC is catching up quite quickly with the Palace of Swabia. Now he is starting to collect some stone because he does want to get all these upgrades on all these outposts, and there is the first one. Absolutely just 3 shots. That is brutal. That emplacement for the HRE just does so much work. Recon's trying to scout to see what he's going to be dropping down. Beasty has not decided to drop down any infrastructure just yet. The first indication is a blacksmith, so still no infrastructure. I'm assuming men-at-arms spam, but we'll have to wait and see, especially with this beautiful farm transition going down in the middle. There's not much wood on this map, so horseman transition would be kind of tough. So Recon is preemptively making those crossbow, which I do agree with. You're going to be seeing a lot of armor out of the HRE. You could go knights as well, but Spearman is such an easy counter. I feel like men-at-arms are just too good to pass up, especially those maces and the HRE upgrades, that now he can afford them all. Here is the boot camp, marching drill, sorry, and has all the upgrades for the men-at-arms as well. Well, actually, he does not yet. And there they are. Okay, there are the barracks. So we're going to be seeing men-at-arms. We're seeing more stone being collected up top. So the first keep will be dropped where? Maybe on this gold out here to secure it? Probably. Recon did secure his own faraway gold as well. I'm starting to wall up over here, just make sure no shenanigans happen. And I will say, once the HRE player gets to this point in the game and he's been untouched, normally China is all for that, but HRE with 5 relics with this much prep time is going to be brutal, because at this point now Beasty can just set up his printing men-at-arms station. There's 3 right now. There will be more. This entire kind of blockade will probably be taken up, and there it is. It looks like 15 minutes and 40 seconds before we see the first unit produced from Beasty. And it will be men-at-arms. So we might actually get the 16-minute mark. Let's see if I can use it for the thumbnail. Oh, we just can't. So we'll have to put the exact timing in there. Maybe I'll just throw 16. I don't know. Just so you guys know, though, I did check it out to make sure. Within seconds, I think is A-okay. Men-at-arms are here, and they're here to stay. They're getting upgrades left and right. Every single economic upgrade has been selected and taken for Beasty. Here goes the forward-facing keep to secure this gold vein. Again, he doesn't know. He definitely is scouting, but he doesn't know for sure that nothing is coming his way, right? Recon looks like he's going up to Imperial quite soon, loading a ton of food because of those granary. Look at this beautiful granary transition back here. The thing of beauty. Now, the only thing that I could also see coming into play here is, since BC has 5 relics, as I mentioned, the goal is going to be definitely tight for Recon because he has to move out to get it, and he doesn't have anything to kind of deal with these men-at-arms early on. Yes, he has these crossbowmen, but Beasty has a constant production of gold from his relics. So if it does happen to just be a streaming war over some of these more outwards kind of gold veins, it's going to be definitely in favor of Beasty, especially because the Great Wall Gatehouse is going down in the backhand side of the base, which I do like to protect the granary transition. That caveat being said, it's not going to play a factor in any of the fights. So while a huge investment up top, it's not going to be doing much of anything over here. Yes, the Barbican of the Sun is getting involved a little bit, but this will probably be taken down first whenever BC decides to move out. And there we go. Takes that sacred site quite quickly, and now we have the spam. 14 in total, and more upgrades are on the way. There's the Imperial Age upgrade. There is the Heavy Maces upgrade. There is the +2 ranged segments. +3 will probably be on the way after that. And when you have unlimited gold, this is what happens, right? It's going to be something spooky. We have bombards on the way as well. 500 gold a piece for those bad boys. Not cheap. We do see that Recon's going to hand cannoneers, which are so good, especially with the Chinese. I mean, look at these bad boys. They are juiced. They got range for days, but you do need a lot of them. You do need a lot of them to one-shot, and BC has a 14 prelate squadron behind this inevitable army clash, and we have another keep going down. So Beasty utilizing its 115 to 155, and there it is. This is going to be the battle over here. Looks like this is going to be the selection because Recon needs this gold, and he needs it quickly. There's a transition going down. So many barracks. Beasty going to be able to produce at a non-stop rate. And now the men-at-arms are in onto these villagers. They're taking them down one by one, swinging their heavy maces quickly as they go. Recon smartly, with a very nice micro, they're taking down the ones that were taking down his villagers themselves. So this can actually go up. They do make this keep quite quickly, but there might be enough men-at-arms here, plus productions right behind, for this to actually go down. Even though this composition does technically counter what's coming at them, there's just so many of them coming at them. +3 range armor is coming in, so this will take some time to go down. They do have, like I said, Recon does have the composition needed, but he does have the gold at this point, but he's actually going to invest 500 of that into the clock tower bombard. So matching fire with fire, but BC does get this first one and the sacred site, and if he drops another keep over here, it's going to be very tough to deal with, and that will mean that Recon doesn't have access to any of these golds over here, and Beasty does. More stones being collected for Beasty, so more keeps are definitely on the way, and this Barbican is going to be gone quickly. But here is the first major engagement. It's almost kind of like a feudal age, kind of all in, but we just kind of waited until the 20-minute mark to see all these high-power units, and it's palace guards, hand cannoneers versus pure men-at-arms with the help of some bombards and the old lads back here, the old prelates, just healing away There's so many of them. As you can see, they're living a lot longer than they actually should be. Palace guards are swimming in, but it's not Yon Dynasty just yet, so they aren't that fast. Hand Cannoneers moving back. Some nice micro here from Recon. But I mean, all of this damage is not really damaging Beasty at all. You can see his economy is still flourishing in the backhand side. I'm assuming what I can look over here is a beautiful farm transition. There is more and more going down, but these men-at-arms are doing so much damage into this front line. Recon's doing a great job though. I love this though. Beasty is using his bombards to take out the hand cannoneers, which are super expensive. 120, 120. Look at that, just taking one at a time. Down we go. Here's the first one. There it is. Boom. Headshot. Taking down these little golden helmets left and right. Men-at-arms are streaming in to protect these bombards. Recon has his own bombards of his own. And actually, some bombard on bombard action would probably be for the best for Recon, especially because these are clockwork bombards that would go a little bit faster. There is the next one on the way. It's 2v2. Actually, just kidding. Beasty has added 3v2, so here's another one is on the way. Boom! Look at that. Coming down. Get some villagers on there. Come on, Recon. Heal this up. Boom! Just a little bit extra health on this guy right there. 360. So it does win the one-on-one matchup. Recon actually thwarts away most of these men-at-arms. Men-at-arms are now in on the resources. Recon's gonna be dealing with it's just a spam. Honestly, this is kind of dealing with their own. This is like essentially dealing with what the Chinese do to everyone. They get to Imperial Age and they just start spamming Palace Guards across the map, and Beasty is going, you know what? I know what you can do, but if you let me get to the same age with these relics, I'm going to do the exact same thing that China does to everyone else, and it just take down everything. Even when this keep comes up, these men-at-arms do not really feel it. The only good news is that the Chinese do have that extra cannon emplacement, so it does take down army units eventually. These clockwork bombards were able to thwart this along the lines with these hand cannoneers, but Recon needs gold, and Recon needs gold now. So he tried to move out to get this one over here. Couldn't get this one over here because Beast took this one as well. We have the Sacred Site victory approaching in 6 minutes, and Recon is going for broke. He needs gold at all costs. This bombard over here, so these Palace Guards will be able to move out over here. They're still only Castle Age, like I said, because they have no upgrades. Look at this, no upgrades as well up top, which is super unfortunate. And now they're in on here, and this is trying its best to defend, but it's not really able to do much because these guys, they have so much range armor, 3 and 3. They're able to sit under this and just kind of take down villager after villager. 48 villagers have been killed, and Beasty was actually there we go, finally taken down. But now it's on the front. Here come the Rams. Beasty, if he can take down this keep, I think this might be all she wrote. If you let the HRE just sit back, relax, kick every relic, it's going to be a rough one for you. That being said, on a different map type, this might be a better strategy, because if Recon has enough gold, if he can somehow get more gold over here, which he is getting, as you can see, look at all that production. If he can do it, these Palace Guard spam will start to overwhelm the other with the help of these juiced up hand cannoneers. But there's so many Rams here. That's 7 Rams. More are on the way. And look at the men-at-arms streaming out of this production facility. This is insane. They have so much. And look at, they're just coming out at all costs. Nothing is able to stop them. Those Castle Age Palace Guards are not nearly enough. They're only now just getting the elite upgrade. But now there is a cluster of 27. And there is the GGs, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, not my typical standard one, but it was a lot of fun to watch. And it was kind of like a Feudal Age All-In, just happened about, 15 minutes later than it normally did. If you guys did enjoy that, please do like and subscribe. And if you want to check out the show match, I realized that my Twitch link was broken in the past one, so now you can go check it out in the link below. And it'll be on the 13th of January, so come check it out. Come hang out in the Twitch stream. Hopefully you guys see you there. And yeah, like, subscribe. Have a great night.